Hi guys! So in the last couple of months, I've been really into affirmations. Affirmations are basically a statement. It is a statement that is said to yourself in present time as if it had already happened. If that makes sense. I didn't prep for this. This is just freelancing, free flow time. So an affirmation is basically stating something that you don't believe is true about yourself, but stating it in as if it had already happened. I think that's the best way for me to explain it. So making a statement about yourself. So something kind of like, I am so grateful that I have found my soulmate. I am the happiest girl in the world, even though I might be single or I might have never found my soulmate yet. I am lovable, you know? It can be, I am so grateful that now I'm making a 6-figure income. It can be, you know, I am confident that amazing opportunities are coming to fruition. I am capable of landing big brand deals. It's just, I am blank. I am, and you just fill in the blank of what you visualize yourself, your future self being. Now, I'll explain a little bit about affirmations and how they work. So this is how the mind works. We're going to do a mind conversation. So the mind works like this. Your mind works in imagery. Anything it sees or is being told repeatedly ends up becoming your truth. So I think a really good example of that would be people that are anorexic, for example, or have an eating disorder. It's really confusing for an outsider to look at them when they see such a skinny person and they're like, she's so skinny, and the girl thinks that she's fat. You know, even though she's skinny and she's bony and she has an eating disorder and she's already like below like the average weight of what her body size should be, she thinks she's fat and she needs to lose more weight. The reason for that is because your mind likes to play tricks on you. And so when a thought or a sentence or a phrase is repeated enough times in your subconscious mind, after a while, and it sees it and it hears it, it starts to become real. It starts to become your truth. It doesn't mean that it is truth. It becomes your truth. And once it becomes your truth, it is truth. That's why two people can argue about politics or whatever it is, about Democrats and Republican, and they're just so with their truth and their side and their point of view, because whatever, you know, they did some research or they got, you know, watched videos or I don't know what the heck, enough times to engrave the fact that they should be a Republican or they should not, you know, whatever it is. So it's very hard to have a Republican and a Democrat have a conversation with each other because whatever they believe in is so engraved in their subconscious mind and now into their conscious mind. Because what happens is when you repeat a phrase like I am not good enough or I am fat or I can't, so many times in your subconscious mind, it moves forward to your conscious mind and it becomes real. That's how the mind works, and it accepts. Your conscious mind says, okay, I've heard this and I've seen this visual a couple of times. You know, it has to be, I feel like, over 20 or 30 times. But we do have 65,000 thoughts in the back of our heads, so sometimes we're even saying these things and we don't even realize that we're saying them. And your conscious mind chooses to put its hands up in the air and be like, okay, I accept this to be truth because I've heard it enough times. So here is that's how truth becomes truth to people, by the way. That's why you guys, you know, two people can watch a movie and one can love the villain and think that he did the right thing, and I don't know, you know, and it obviously all relates to like your life experiences and what you've experienced, but that's how truth is engraved through brainwashing, literally. So now, you know, truth is, it's a tricky subject. Once people have their truth, they're so stuck on their truth that they see nothing else but their truth, and their truth isn't necessarily the truth. It's their truth. And in order to change your life and change your circumstance, you have to change your truth about how you view a certain something, right? Like if somebody thinks that they are not worthy of money and that money is hard, and that's what they've been told their whole life, and that's what they keep repeatedly saying to themselves, how are they going to attract money? How are they going to be successful if all they think is money is hard, money is not attainable, and I'm not good enough to make a lot of money, or I'm not good enough to be rich? Like, if you have these like constant sentences repeated into your mind that's already engraved in your subconscious mind and your conscious mind, it's really hard to just magically deprogram your brain's coding. The only way to change your views on stuff, you know, like some people think that they're not lovable, and that's really sad because we're all lovable, but they've been told that they're not worthy of love, or they've been shown that they're not worthy of love. It's or somebody had told you something on repeat, or you just got that assumption or created that assumption about yourself through life's experiences. So the only way to change your life and change that programming in your brain is to come up with a positive affirmation. So an affirmation would possibly be the opposite of that statement, repeat it to yourself a sequences amount of times, to the point where you reprogram your subconscious mind. Therefore, and once you do that, you know, a bunch of times, you would program your conscious mind, and therefore that would be your new truth. Now, your you know, your body, your mind, it doesn't want to change. It's comfortable there. And you've worked so hard at making this negative statement your truth, like I can't do it, or I'm not good enough, or I am fat, or I can't ever be rich, or, you know, money is hard. You've told yourself these thoughts for so long that it's going to take some time to deprogram, and you just have to have faith and patience, and practice small little affirmations every single day. There's two ways of doing affirmations. So this is the best way I'd like to look at it. I always like to start with one. I don't like to overwhelm the life, because when we overwhelm things and we make them a big, you know, we do too much, we just get, what's it called? We get burnt out very easily. So think of one category in your life that you are not very pleased with. It could be your physical appearance, it could be your relationship, money, career, friendship, whatever it is. And so when I started doing this, I did it with my career. I was trying to create bigger brand deals, you know, more abundance, more money, bigger, different things for myself that I told myself was like not real or not attainable or whatever it was. I didn't say that it wasn't real. I said it happens to other people, but it's not happening to me. So I had to delete that programming, because I can't be successful if I continuously say certain things about, you know, my career and my job. So I came up with, like, I put it in my phone. I came up with a list of, you know, positive thoughts around my career. So, you know, I am great at my job. I am great at what I do. I'm an amazing content creator. I'm a great storyteller. I have to look at my list to see some of the things that I wrote. Maybe I'll share some over here. But so you're trying to deprogram your brain. So the two ways to do this is by writing down affirmation and making it, you know, put a reminder in your phone, adding it to your morning routine, and just reading them off every single day, sometimes 2 times a day, whatever you feel, you know, vibe off of. You can do it just once a day in the morning. You can do it before you go to sleep and in the morning. So there's people that read them every single day. There are people that actually write down their affirmations every single day, 10 times a day, whether it's like a certain sentence. So I had a sentence that I had gotten from my girl from the Manifestation Babe podcast, where she used this as one of her affirmation, and I added it to myself, which is, it is safe for me to be wildly successful and wealthy. And I kept saying it. I wrote it everywhere. I wrote it on my calendar. That way when I leave the house, I have to read it and say it. I wrote that everywhere for a while until I reprogrammed my thoughts in my subconscious mind and my conscious mind. And so just like you programmed your brain into the negative thought frame, like I am not lovable, or I'm not good enough, or I can't, or, you know, money is hard, whatever it is that you keep telling yourself, that negative thought that's on repeat, that's holding you back from living your full potential and your life's desires. Find the opposite of that, write that down, and do this. Do it for 30 days, whether it's writing it down 50 times a day on repeat. And in the beginning, this is what happens though. I need you to understand. In the beginning, when you start doing this exercise, your mind's gonna say, this is crazy. What are you doing? What are you thinking? Your mind's gonna wanna play tricks on you. Just go into it accepting and knowing that. Don't be like, oh my God, what's happening? Maybe it's not real. No, your mind's playing tricks on you. Your mind doesn't wanna accept a new truth. Just like when somebody tells you you're ugly or you're fat, your mind's like, whoa, you know? But then if somebody says that to you repeatedly, you start questioning yourself like, wait, am I ugly? Am I fat? You know what I mean? So it works the same way, but now we're decoding it and changing it to a positive frame of mind. So if you literally do this exercise for 30 days, you would actually be deprogramming your brain's thoughts, which would be creating a higher frequency and a higher vibration, and would also be sending off to you like the things that you want the most, because some people really want things and then they say the opposite of that thing and they don't understand why it's not coming into their life. But by doing that, you're changing your paradigm, you're changing your mindset, and you're reprogramming your mind. That is why affirmations are so freaking important, you guys. You know, you can write, it's really up to you how you want to do this. You know, I've given you a couple of different ways. You could even start off with one. And I'll tell you what, some of them don't really feel comfortable in the beginning. They really don't. I wrote a couple, and then I wrote a bunch, and I added some as I went on with life. And there was some that I would read, and I would get very like uncomfortable reading. And I was like, girl, there's some serious limiting beliefs around that sentence specifically that made me feel uncomfortable reading. Like I was like, ugh, like that doesn't feel right saying that. And then I knew that I had a problem in that specific category. So because I felt kind of awkward about that subject, I made myself do the I am blank blank repeatedly until I deprogrammed my thoughts and my brain's thought, until I made it not awkward for me to think that or say that. I hope that makes sense. If you guys have any questions about that, leave them down below. But you can go with writing 10 affirmations and just reading them a day. Again, you can go with one. You can go with writing a few, adding more, reading them once a day. But try to make it a daily routine for at least 30 days. Whether you're going to read it twice a day, whether you're going to write it down, whether you're going to read it once a day, you have to change your subconscious mind. And when you're actually doing all of this and you actually succeed at the end, what you're doing is you're actually changing your genes and your DNA, which is phenomenal, because if you're gonna have babies, that's gonna go to them. The positive statement that you are creating, it's like, it's really serious. It may seem simple and small, but it's astounding what these statements can do. But what's gonna happen after a while? So the first week you're gonna be like, this is really stupid. I don't know why I'm saying this or why I'm writing this. Yeah, I don't really feel comfortable with this. This is stupid. I should probably stop. Do not stop. The next week, you're going to be like, this doesn't really make me feel uncomfortable. This is so silly. But you keep doing it. You keep doing it. You keep doing it, because after your subconscious mind is going to hear that same statement over and over and over and over and over and over again, it will have to do the same exact thing. It will have to put its hands up in the air and be like, I surrender. I guess this is truth since I'm being told this is truth repeatedly. And it just moves it into the conscious mind, creating that statement that this is truth. It's science, you guys. It's simple, yet it's magical, yet it's powerful, yet it changes your DNA and your genes, and it is amazing. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd love to know, what is your affirmation? Like, what subject in your life do you think that you have lack of or not as much confidence? This can literally boost your confidence level. It can change your horizon and your energy and your frequency and everything that you're attracting into your life. But let me know what subject in your life you think that you're lacking of. I can also help you write an affirmation for it. Maybe write a couple. Yeah, so write them down below. I love it. I love it. Let's do this. Love you guys. See you next time.